So today, why did we pick that topic? And Happy New Year, all of you. We wish you all the best for 2025. I've got something stuck on my computer and on my wall. And 2025, the year to thrive. So, yeah, this year we are just going to thrive and reach our objectives. That's going to be a fantastic year. So we decided with Angela to talk about empowering women to conquer finance. Why? Because it's important. We're in January, we start a new year. We've got projects. We need to finance them. We need capital for our businesses or even for our dreams. Like if you want to go somewhere, like I'm going to start saving up to go and see Angela in Kenya. So that's why we picked that topic. So today we will explore the strategies that empower women to take charge of their financial futures, discover inspiring stories. I'm going to talk about my stories, some insights. We're going to give you some advice as well on some applications to use if you want to track your finance and your expenses, overcome challenges, and as I said, thrive. So 2025, the year to thrive. So why empowering women to conquer their finances is an essential step towards achieving gender equality. And it helps as well fostering economic independence. So Angela picked a very good quote by Thomas Sankara, who used to be the former prime minister of Burkina Faso in 1983. And he said, "He who feeds you controls you." He was one of the first to recognize that key to the development of Burkina Faso and Africa was improving the status of women. He was the first African leader to appoint women to major cabinet positions and to recruit them actively for the military. He outlawed forced marriages and encouraged women to work outside the home and stay in school, even pregnant. So yeah, we need to be independent if we want to reach our goals, our dreams. We need to be financially independent. So there are several strategies I'm going to talk about today that can be implemented to help women, to help you to take control of your financial future. First, it helps you to build confidence, right? Positive reinforcement. Find women who has already been through that path, right? And who has taken control of their finances, and talk to them. What did you do? What did you implement? How did it work? What didn't work? So you can get inspired. You can also attend like workshops or webinars where you're going to be trained how to look at your finances in a different way. Gain knowledge, gain tools. That's very important. And then you're going to meet new women as well. And so you can share experiences as well. Workshops are perfect to give you the structure, the tools to start. So using some financial app, we've identified with Angela a few, right? Like one which is called Mint, which allows you to track your spending and create a budget, and it's free. There is another app, budgeting app called Every Dollar, which is free too, and it's straightforward. It's like a budgeting tool. It's easy to use. You put that on your computer or on your phone, and every time you actually spend something, just register it. So I told you at the beginning that we were going, or I was going to share some personal experiences. Well, for me, I use an Excel spreadsheet. Well, you can use it as well on paper. But for me, I like Excel because everything is calculated straight away. So I don't have to change the figures all the time. So and I've got an Excel spreadsheet per day and per theme, right? I've got health for me. I've got for my dogs, like when I buy the food, when I take them to the vets, and one of them is quite costly. For the house, when I pay for the electricity, for the water, the rent. I've got what it's called going out, right? Every time I go to the restaurant, I go for a drink, meet friends for a coffee, I register the expense. And then at the end, I can check what I have spent on. And some months, like last month, was quite a lot because my dog was sick, and my health, and I can just say, oh, on food, for example, I didn't spend that much, so that money I can put it aside, or I can use it to pay for something else. So you can find some pre made templates that are available on the internet, but I've done my own, right? On the top, the days, right? On the side, the topics, I would say, the expenses, like house, dog, health, going out. What else I have? Others as well, because sometimes like I'm buying a book or something. So I register everything. And it's good to put it on paper and to find out what we spend our money on. And sometimes as well, it's good to just say, hey, by the way, I'm spending so much money on Netflix, so much money on Spotify. Do I really need them? And then that money, you can put it aside, right? So a budget is very crucial for women. It's a way to have like a GPS regarding your financial expenses. You are empowered because you know what you're working for and you know what you can spend for you, buying some new clothes, going out, makeup, education for the kids. And overall, it's well-being because you can see where you are spending too much and then obviously not overspend, right? So you've got your budget and you know you've got like fixed cost, like the rent of the house, your phone, the electricity, water, education for the kids as well, food. So at least you know more or less how much you should spend. And if one month you spend more, it's to try to find out why. So you're going to ask me, okay, it's a bit tedious sometimes to register. I know, because I've been there. Okay. The first few months, I was just like, oh my God, it's just like I mustn't forget that I've got to register how much. But it's so interesting to see how much I spend on food, how much I spend on going out. And it's a good way as well to just say, hey, if I want to travel or if I want to buy a new dress, okay, where can I just cut the expense? So it's important to have a budget. And sometimes we forget. Why? Because it gives us financial independence. Okay, that's my money. I'm spending it the way I want, and based on the cost, right, of living. But if I've got more, I can put it aside, or I can spend it. But I'm independent. I make the decision, right? So a budget helps women manage their finances, and at least they can support themselves. They don't need anybody else, right? They don't need a man. They don't need other members of the family to help them. They manage their own money the way they want to. Personal freedom. Can you imagine personal freedom and security as well? Because you know that you've got that money and that's fine. You're okay. Why is it so important? Because it's like empowerment. It gives you empowerment. You are in charge. You are controlling your money. Right? You make the decisions you want. Right? You can spend, save, invest, right? And it gives you confidence to just say, hey, that's mine. I choose the way I want to spend it. As well, goal setting, right? As I was saying, you want to go on holiday or you want to buy a new dress, a new car, you want to buy a house, right? It helps you to prioritize your financial goals. So education as well. You've got the kids going to college or boarding school, and so at least you can say, right, I'm putting aside so much of what I earn after paying everything I owe for the house, for the cost of living. So yeah, you've got money left for your goal. It helps you as well with debt management. You've got the debt, right? And that's a big challenge. And it's scary as well to just think, oh my God, I've got to a student loan or a credit card debt. But the budget will help you to track the expenses and just say, okay, there I could reduce that, and so I can give some money back and reduce the debt. As well, like an emergency, you've got an emergency, you go to a hospital, you have to pay for the operation. I mean, here in South America, that's the way it is. If you don't have an insurance, a private insurance, you have to pay, and sometimes it's like $15,000. And at least you've got that money on the side if there is a problem. It's well planned, right? Including saving for emergencies, like ensuring that you are prepared for unexpected expenses, like medical emergencies, as I said, or maybe you lose your job. And for a while, you're thinking, okay, well, I'm sending CVs, I have interviews, but can't find a job. At least you've got something there as a cushion, I would say. As well, investment and wealth building. If you want to invest, right, at least it's important because it helps you to just have the capital, because I know sometimes in some countries they'd rather give loans to men than women. Here in Ecuador, they do as well. And so at least if you've got your own money, that's it. You've got the capital to start your business. Well, you've decided to retire as well. So that's a plan. Looking at your expenses, you can put some money aside and you can plan as well your retirement, and a comfortable retirement. You've got the savings, you've got the investment strategies. That's it. You can retire and enjoy life. It reduces stress, having a budget, because you know where it goes, right? No anxiety, no stress, because you get control. So you know where the money goes. And you can say, hey, no, this month I'm not going to go out that much because I've got a plan to go out traveling, or I've got a plan to buy a new house. So for a few months, I'm just going to reduce my expenses regarding going out. And then you just think, oh, good, that's okay. I'm on track to buy that house. No stress because you control, right? It reduces stress and it does promote mental well-being. Well, another thing as well, the family impact. In Ecuador, and I suppose it's the same in Africa, many women are caregivers. Okay, they are looking after the family. They play a significant role in the family's financial health. So she needs to be on track. She needs to have a budget, right? And just say, okay, I've got so much money. That money, I've got so much to give for the rent, so much to give for the education, so much for the food. And what I've got left, well, I decide what I do. But it has an impact, okay? And it helps to make decision for the full family. And it benefits the family as well. And sometimes you just play and just like, okay, I didn't spend that much on the food this month, so I've got a bit of money. So what can I do? Shall we please the kids and we go for a big meal and an ice cream or like a concert or something? So it has an impact on the family. What we need to think is that it's not only a financial tool, to have a budget, but it gives you empowerment. You're in control, right? You're in control of your life, control of your expenses, control of your dreams, right? Because people say, oh, money doesn't make people happy, but it helps, right? It gives you security as well as a woman. So you won't depend on a man or you won't depend on anybody else. You will be able to manage your own money. You will take charge of your finances. You will make your own decisions. Can you believe it? And just instead of going to ask money and to your husband or somebody else, you can just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to go on holiday. I'm going to please myself, right? It must be so difficult not to have your own money. So please make sure that you work, you put money aside for your retirement, to control your money, control for your future goals, right, and dreams. Have a budget. And even sometimes putting it on paper, you will realize that you're spending money on some things which are not really that significant, that important. And you could take that money for something else, which is more important. But it's your decision. You are the captain of your boat, right? And that's what a budget will help you and will lead you to achieve those goals, to achieve the dreams you have, to buy that house, to buy a new car, to buy a dress, to go to study, right? Instead of going out, well, cut the expenses of going out by, I don't know, 10%, 20%, and just say, okay, that money, I'll keep it for my studies. But you are in charge, you decide. But having it on paper or using the apps or using the spreadsheet, I've got my spreadsheet on my computer, that will help you definitely to achieve those goals. You will be empowered. And sometimes just putting like a bit of money aside, right, is not that much. Like that's why saving money is important. And I can tell you what I do. And I've always told my friends and young women as well. When you get your paycheck or when you get your money every month, try to put aside 10% of that amount. Let's say that amount is not available. Forget about this amount. Put it in a saving account or putting somewhere which will give you some interest, like an investment. And then suddenly, in a few years' time, it's just going to be not 10%, it's going to be like a nice amount of money you will be able to use for whatever you want. Right? Whatever you want to set your own, to create your own business, you want to I don't know, whatever, buy a house, send your kids to university, or even you go back to school. But try to put at least 10% of that amount, of that income, in a saving account. And don't touch it. Forget about it. And I'm sure you will be surprised at the end and just think, oh wow, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too difficult. So yeah, having your own budget does empower you. And then I would say, and that's something I would always say about a new habit, because that's a new habit, just like writing every day what we've spent. And for me, it was hard at first. I told you. Try to build a community support, right? Have find financial networking groups. Find a space where you can share with other women your financial experiences. Hey, you know what? After listening to a podcast, to a talk show, I decided to set my budget and with a spreadsheet to put some money aside, like 10% of my monthly income as savings. And it worked. So talk about your experiences, inspire others, get inspired as well. That's very important to share challenges, right? And successes. Because sometimes we try to fall back into the bad habits. And when we are like a fan club, like a supportive group, then you can just say, hey, I need a bit of help there because I'm about to slip back into my bad habit. Share your challenges, share your successes, get experiences from other women, give your experiences and especially your successes. Just be there for them so they won't make the mistake you made. Right. Find some groups as well, or form groups. You can start a group where you are accountable, yeah, where you can promote savings, investing, achieving financial goals together, and just say, hey, this month we're putting 10% on the side. Or let me help you to look at your budget and see where you could actually adjust your budget. So be there for other women and accept as well help from other women. Right, I've given you some tips. I have told you as well why it's so important to have a budget, and it's a way to really be empowered, to really be in control, and it's a springboard to really reach your goals. Just think about what you could do with that extra money, what you could do with 10% aside, how you will retire, right? What money you can put aside and then you can reach that goal and that dream you've been wanting for a long time. Take control today. Prioritize. Look at your budget. Write down what you spend. You would be surprised that there are things you can just cut down or reduce, and that money, put it aside for rainy days, for retirement, for emergency, and or for just to please yourself. Like saying, okay, well, you know what? This month, I'm not going to go out that much, but you know that pair of shoes I've seen? Well, I'm going to get it. That's it. So, as Thomas Sankara said, he who feeds you controls you. So stop being controlled. Take the lead. Control your finance. Conquer your finance. Be in control of your life. And that's going to be like a different view. Like you're going to be able to reach those goals and live the life you want. So 2025, the year to thrive. 2025, the year to empower yourself to conquer your finances. 2025, the year to be financially independent. And 2025, the year to start something new and reach those goals. So my dears, that's it. Next time, in 2 weeks' time, Angela will be back with me. And same time, same place. Any questions you have, feel free to contact us, and you can see on the screen the email address. If there are some topics you want us to talk about, please feel free to send us an email with all the topics. We would love to hear from you. And asante sana. Hasta luego. Goodbye. And I'll see you in 2 weeks' time with Angela. Bye-bye.